Basketball is a team sport where teammates share the ball in a fluid motion, giving some players the opportunity to stand out and become stars. But every decade or so, there are a lonely few who not only aspire for greatness, but end up changing the way the game is played. So today, we'll be looking at the top 5 most efficient NBA players who aspired for greatness and changed the way basketball is played from 2005 to 2010. But first, please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of these videos for the early and late 2010s. Please keep in mind these rankings only take into account a player's individual performances in terms of stats during the regular season, not the team's record or playoff success, and any mention of team records or playoff success is just to put things into perspective. First person on the honorable mention list, Kevin Garnett, the big ticket, made the top 5 in 2 seasons of the late 2000s, ranking 5th in the 2005-2006 NBA season as a Minnesota Timberwolf and 4th in the 2007-2008 NBA season in the Boston Celtics jersey.
Alley-oop to Kevin Garnett, right on the money from Trent.
In the 2005-2006 NBA season, at the age of 29, KG ranked 5th in PER. In 76 games, he averaged 21.8 points, a league-leading 12.7 rebounds, 4.1 assists, 1.4 steals, and 1.4 blocks per game. He shot 52.6% from the field and 81% from the free throw line. At the end of the season, he came in 5th in total win shares, 4th in defensive win shares, 3rd in win shares per 48 minutes, and 4th in value over replacement player.
23 in a row is the longest during one season. Garnett surrounded by defenders, and KG puts it down.
During the 2007-2008 NBA season, at the age of 31, KG was playing for a winning Celtics team, which rejuvenated his career and energized him to perform better and improve his ranking to 4th in PER. In that season, he averaged 18.8 points, 9.2 rebounds, 3.4 assists, 1.4 steals, and 1.3 blocks per game in only 32.8 minutes of play. He shot a career-high 54% from the field and 54.5% on all 2-point field goals. At the end of the season, he came in 2nd in defensive win shares, 2nd in win shares per 48 minutes, 1st in defensive rating, and came in 3rd in the MVP voting. It is safe to say that his contributions were mostly on the defensive end, and for that, he was awarded the 2008 NBA Defensive Player of the Year award. And in this memorable season, he, along with Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, led the Celtics to a league-high 66 wins and the 2008 NBA championship. And our second honorable mention, Tim Duncan, the big fundamental. He made the top 5 in 3 seasons of the late 2000s, ranking 4th in the 2006-2007 season, 5th in the 2008-2009 season, and again 5th in the 2009-2010 NBA season. In the 2006-2007 NBA season, at the age of 30, Duncan averaged 20 points, 10.6 rebounds, 3.4 assists, 1 steal, and 2.4 blocks per game, while shooting 54.6% from the field in only 34 minutes of play. At the end of the season, TD came in 3rd in total win shares, 1st in defensive win shares, 3rd in win shares per 48 minutes, and 3rd in value over replacement player. At the end of that season, he came in 4th in the MVP voting and led the Spurs to 58 wins and his 4th NBA championship. In the 2008-2009 and 2009-2010 NBA seasons, at the age of 33, Duncan came in 5th in PER, while averaging 18.6 points, 10.4 rebounds, 3.3 assists, and 1.6 blocks per game in only 32.4 minutes of play. He shot 51% from the field and set a career high of 27 rebounds in a single game. He came in 4th in rebounds per game, 4th in defensive win shares, and 5th in value over replacement player. At the age of 33 and at the end of his prime, Duncan was most valuable on the defensive end of the floor, where he was a constant presence in the paint, accumulating blocks and rebounds. At number 5, Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba, who was one of the most adored superstars of the NBA, made the top 5 in 2 seasons, ranking 3rd in the 2005-2006 NBA season and 5th in the 2006-2007 season. In the 2005-2006 NBA season, at the age of 27, prime Kobe averaged a league-high 35.4 points, 5.3 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and 1.8 steals per game in 41 minutes of play. He shot 45% from the field, 35% from 3, and 85% from the free throw line. He led the league in points scored, field goals made and attempted, 2-point field goals made and attempted, and free throws made. And in the same season, he scored a career-high 81 points in a single game.
81-point game. Ladies and gentlemen, you have witnessed the second greatest scoring performance in NBA history.
In addition, his 715 fourth-quarter points in 2005-2006 are the most by any player in a single season since 1996. He came in 4th in both total win shares and offensive win shares, 2nd in value over replacement player, and 1st in usage rate. And at the end of the season, he led the Lakers to 45 wins, lost in the first round, and came in 4th in the MVP voting of that season. In the 2006-2007 NBA season, as a 28-year-old, prime Kobe ranked 5th in PER by averaging a league-high 31.6 points, 5.7 rebounds, 5.4 assists, and 1.4 steals. He shot 46.3% from the field, 34.4% from 3, and 86.8% from the free throw line. You reach, I teach. He again led the league in points scored, field goals made and attempted, 2-point field goals made and attempted, and even free throws made and attempted. And his highest single game scoring mark stood at 65 points this season.
Well, I can't remember anybody else shooting in the fourth quarter.
His most memorable moment, however, came in the 2007 NBA All-Star Game, when he led the West to a win by scoring 31 points, grabbing 5 rebounds and dishing out 6 assists to go along with 6 steals in 28 minutes of play on 54% shooting from the field. And for his performance, he was nominated the 2007 NBA All-Star Game MVP. At the end of the season, he ranked 4th in total win shares, 3rd in offensive win shares, 4th in value over replacement player, and 3rd in usage rate. He led the Lakers to 42 wins, lost in the first round again, and came in 4th in the MVP voting of that season. It is important to note that in the following seasons, Kobe did not make the top 5 in PER, but he was still quite successful. He won his first NBA MVP award and led his Lakers team along with Paul Gasol to back-to-back championships. This goes to show that at times, a player needs to take a step back in pursuing individual stats and allow their supporting cast to help them win a championship. And with an average PER rating of 27.01, Kobe ranked 5th on this list. At number 4, Chris Paul, nicknamed the Point God because of his on-court vision and ability to utilize his teammates effectively. CP3 made the top 5 2 years in a row during this part of the 2000s decade, when he came in 2nd in the 2007-2008 NBA season right behind LeBron James and 3rd in the 2008-2009 NBA season behind both LeBron James and Dwayne Wade.
Turnover, Paul comes up with it, Paul to Peterson, and there's Paul.
In the 2007-2008 NBA season, at the young age of 22 and 3 years into his NBA career, CP3 averaged 21 points, 4 rebounds, a league-high 11.6 assists, and also a league-high 2.7 steals per game. He shot 49% from the field, 37% from 3, and 85% from the free throw line. And what made him even more lethal is his low turnover rate, which stood at only 2.5, considering how ball dominant he was. He led the league in total assists, total steals, offensive win shares, total win shares, and win shares per 48 minutes. He set a career high of 21 assists in a single game this season, in addition to a career high of 9 steals on a separate occasion. He had such a strong season that he came in second in the MVP voting right behind Kobe Bryant. He also led the New Orleans Hornets to the second best record in the West, and then eventually lost in the second round of the NBA playoffs. In the 2008-2009 NBA season, he again had a strong showing by averaging 22.8 points, 5.5 rebounds, a league-high 11 assists, and also a league-high 2.8 steals per game in 38.5 minutes of play. He shot 50.3% from the field, 36.4% from 3, and 87% from the free throw line. He again led the league in total assists and total steals, but this year he also managed to record 6 triple-doubles, which was not sought out as much compared to nowadays. He came in second in total win shares, offensive win shares per 48 minutes, and offensive rating. He also came in 6th in defensive win shares. And at the end of the season, he led his Hornets team to a 49-win season and came in 5th in the MVP voting. Put things into perspective, in the 2 seasons Chris Paul made the top 5 in PER, he had the highest PER rating compared to any point guard during the second half of the 2000s decade. He truly was the point guard of that era. And with an average PER rating of 29.14, CP3 ranked 4th on this list. At number 3, Dirk Nowitzki, arguably the best European player of the 2000s decade. This 7-foot jump-shooting big man made the top 5 3 years in a row, ranking 1st in 2005-2006, 2nd in 2006-2007, and 5th in the 2007-2008 NBA season.
He got beat, but didn't give up. Nowitzki inside.
In the 2005-2006 NBA season, at the age of 27, Prime Dirk had an epic season, coming in 1st in PER by averaging 26.6 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 block on 48% shooting from the field and 41% shooting from 3. He also came in 1st in offensive win shares, total win shares, and win shares per 48 minutes, 2nd in offensive rating, and 3rd in value over replacement player, and 3rd in the MVP voting of that year. He led the Mavs to 60 wins and all the way to the NBA Finals, where they were heavily favored to win, but eventually lost to the Miami Heat 4-2. In the 2006-2007 NBA season, at the age of 28, Dirk again had a strong showing by coming in 2nd in PER rating, right behind his 2006 Finals nemesis, Dwayne Wade. In 78 games, Nowitzki averaged 24.6 points, 9 rebounds, 3.4 assists, and 1 block in 36 minutes of play. He shot a highly efficient 50.2% from the field and 41.6% from 3. He again ranked 1st in offensive win shares, total win shares, and win shares per 48 minutes. He led the Dallas Mavericks to the league's best record of 67 wins and only 15 losses, and was recognized for his impressive regular season performance by being named the NBA's 2007 Most Valuable Player. However, his MVP season may have been slightly tarnished as his Mavs team crashed out of the playoffs in the first round to the highly inconvenient run-and-gun Golden State Warriors led by Baron Davis. In the 2007-2008 NBA season, as a 29-year-old, Dirk made the top 5 one last time by coming in 5th in PER. He played in 77 games and averaged 23.6 points, 8.6 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and 1 block in 36 minutes of play. His field goal percentage dipped to about 48%, and his three-point shooting dropped to a mere 36%, one of the lowest in his NBA career. As Father Time caught up with Dirk, his time in the top 5 ended. And with an average PER rating of 26.75, Dirk ranked 3rd on this list. At number 2, Dwayne Wade, nicknamed The Flash, a player who saw quite a bit of success early on in his NBA career, making the top 5 in 4 seasons of the late 2000s, ranking 4th in 2005-2006, 1st in the 2006-2007 season, 2nd in 2008-2009, and again 2nd in 2009-2010. In the 2005-2006 NBA season, 3 years into his NBA career, at the age of 24, Wade had his breakout year, coming in 4th in PER rating. He averaged 27.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, 6.7 assists, 2 steals, and almost 1 block a game in 38.6 minutes of play. He shot 49.5% from the field as a shooting guard. At the end of the season, he, along with Shaq, led the Miami Heat all the way to the NBA Finals, where they beat the heavily favored Dallas Mavericks 4-2. And in the Finals, Wade was by far the best player on the court, averaging 35 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists, leading to his first ever NBA Finals MVP award. The following season, fresh off of winning his first NBA championship and with his confidence level at an all-time high, Wade had his best year, coming in 1st in the PER rating in the 2006-2007 NBA season. He was the most productive player in the NBA, averaging 27.4 points, 4.7 rebounds, 7.5 assists, 2.1 steals, and 1.2 blocks per game. He again shot 49% from the field and came in 2nd in usage rate. He also improved his three-point shooting to 26.6% compared to 17% the previous year. In the 2007-2008 NBA season, Dwayne was again dealing with nagging injuries and only played in 51 games, matching the same amount from the previous season. His play was also not up to par, and his poor performance did not garner him a spot in the top 5 in PER, and as a result, his team ranked last in the NBA with a 67-loss season. In the 2008-2009 NBA season, at the age of 27, we saw a prime Dwayne Wade put up monster numbers. He averaged a league-leading 30.2 points, 5 rebounds, 7.5 assists, 2.2 steals, and 1.3 blocks per game. He shot 49% from the field and improved his three-point shooting even further by shooting just about 32% from 3. During this memorable season, Wade led the league in points scored, total field goals made and attempted, as well as 2-point field goals made and attempted. He came in 2nd in PER, 1st in usage rate, 3rd in MVP voting, 3rd in total win shares, 4th in offensive win shares, and 3rd in value over replacement player. The icing on the cake was the fact that Dwayne was the healthiest he had ever been, and was able to play in 79 games, which turned out to be the closest he ever got to playing a full 82-game season. In 2009-2010, Prime Wade again had a relatively healthy NBA season, playing in 77 games and coming in 1st in usage rate and 2nd in PER for the 2nd year in a row. He averaged 26.6 points, 4.8 rebounds, 6.5 assists, 1.8 steals, and 1.1 blocks per game.
Here is Dwayne Wade going right.
However, his best showing came in the 2010 NBA All-Star Game, in which he scored 28 points, grabbed 6 rebounds, and dished out 11 assists to go along with 5 steals in 31 minutes of play. He led the East to a win and won his first NBA All-Star Game MVP award. And with an average PER of 28.73, Wade ranked 2nd on this list. At number 1, LeBron James, the most highly touted basketball player coming out of high school, who established himself as the most productive player in the NBA from 2005 to 2010, making the top 5 in 4 seasons, ranking second in 2005-2006, and then first in 3 seasons in a row from 2007 to 2010.
Williams to inbound, now Varejao. They get it to LeBron. Turiaf's on him at 3 and 2. LeBron to win the game. He does!
After being drafted in 2003, LeBron's true breakout period came in the 2005-2006 NBA season, when as a 21-year-old playing in his 3rd NBA season, he averaged 31.4 points, 7 rebounds, 6.6 assists, 1.6 steals, while shooting 48% from the field. He came in 2nd in player efficiency, 3rd in win shares, and 1st in value over replacement player.
As Rose gets a little out of control. West to LeBron.
This season was even more memorable for LeBron, as he led the East to a win in the 2006 All-Star Game by scoring 29 points on 57% shooting from the field to go along with 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals, and then ran away with the All-Star Game MVP award.
Iverson and James with the finish. LeBron James.
The following season, as a 22-year-old, James saw a dip in his productivity, especially his scoring, when he averaged 27.3 points, 6.7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1.6 steals per game. And due to this slight decline, LeBron did not make it into the top 5 in player efficiency rating. However, the icing on the cake for LeBron was leading a very weak Cavs team all the way to the 2007 NBA Finals, where he got a taste of some playoff success at quite a young age. In the 2007-2008 NBA season, fresh off of making an NBA Finals appearance, LeBron started off the season with a bang by having one of the best seasons of his career. He averaged a league-leading 30 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block per game. He shot 48.5% from the field and led the league in field goals attempted. He came in 1st in PER, 1st in usage rate, and 1st in value over replacement player. In other words, the Cavs were breathing and living through him.
And back comes LeBron James. Leads Dwight Howard.
During the 2008 All-Star Game, he scored 27 points, dished out 9 assists, and grabbed 8 rebounds to go along with 2 blocks and 2 steals. This all-round display of talent on both ends of the floor helped him earn his 2nd All-Star Game MVP award.
Lob and James. Back comes LeBron with a minute to play in the 4th. He goes all the way. Woo!
Ever since he began ranking 1st in PER, he would continue to do so until the end of the decade. So the 2008-2009 NBA season was no different. He averaged 28.4 points, 7.6 rebounds, 7.2 assists, 1.7 steals, and 1.1 blocks, and at the same time led his Cavs team to the best record in the NBA with 66 wins and only 16 losses. He improved his shooting percentage to 49% from the field, led the league with 7 triple-doubles and free throws attempted. He ranked 1st in player efficiency, 1st in offensive win shares, 1st in total win shares, 1st in win shares per 48 minutes, and again 1st in value over replacement player. These stats and advanced stats further demonstrate just how dominant LeBron was in the 2008 and 2009 NBA season, in which he won his 1st regular season MVP award.
Oh, James for the 2nd consecutive.
In the 2009-2010 NBA season, and after continuously losing early in the playoffs, LeBron went to work. He became a monster on the court, averaging 29.7 points, 7.3 rebounds, 8.6 assists, 1.6 steals, and 1 block in 39 minutes of play to lead the Cavs to the league's best record for a 2nd straight season. He shot 50.3% from the field and led the league again in triple-doubles. He ranked 1st in PER, 1st in offensive win shares, 1st in total win shares, 1st in win shares per 48 minutes, and 1st in value over replacement player. His ability to contribute in multiple ways on both ends of the floor as a 25-year-old in the 2009-2010 NBA season made him the league's most valuable player for a 2nd consecutive season. It is worth noting that LeBron's advanced stats during this period were not just impressive in a vacuum, but also historically significant. His PER and win shares numbers during this 3-year period were among the highest in history. This underscores just how dominant he was at such a young age and why he is considered one of the best players to ever play the game. And with an average PER rating of 30.00, LeBron ranked first on this list. Now a recap of all 5 players. Chris Paul was 4th because he had better rankings in the top 5 compared to Kobe. Dirk is 3rd over Kobe and Paul because he ranked 1st in one season while Kobe and Paul never did. LeBron is 1st over Wade because he had better rankings and a PER rating compared to Wade. If you want to see more of these videos, please subscribe to our channel in-trist. Thank you.